I did a post on women who stalk and who can spiral out of control, who secretly watch you and who, in their minds form this secret animosity with you. And this commenter responded that this was huge with women who are on the down low. And I'd like to have a further conversation about women who are on the down low. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. I've also done posts, and I have a playlist on homoeroticism with straight women. And I do feel like that also plays into the down low culture for women. But, women who are on the down low, a lot of times they will approach you under the guise of wanting to be friends and having this deep admiration of you. And what people fail to realize is, a lot of times what comes with admiration is idealization or putting someone up on a pedestal. And if someone idealizes you, then they're also going to, at some point, devalue you and discard you as well. So as much as they have you up on a pedestal, the moment something goes awry in that relationship, or the moment you set a boundary or something like that they don't like, they are quick to devalue you. And this happens a lot with women who are on the down low, because a lot of times what tends to happen is, and this is pathological women. Not every woman is pathological. I think that kind of goes without saying, but I'll put that here because sometimes people, this isn't all. So no, it's not all. But I'm talking about women who are very pathological in nature. And they, when they're on the down low with you, because they're friends with you, they're also in a parasocial romantic relationship with you that a lot of times you don't have any knowledge of. You never thought about. If you have a boyfriend or husband or something like that, he may have picked up on it. And a lot of times men will pick up on that. Oh, she wants you, that type of stuff. They'll pick up on that before you will. And if you're innocent and, you think the best of your friend, a lot of times you will dismiss that. But she's in this parasocial relationship with you, and in her mind, you belong to her. She will allow you to have your boyfriend or whatever, but eventually when you get tired of that, she's going to be waiting in the wings for you. Now, if you're single or something else happens, like you end up dating somebody else, that's when the fangs come out. That is when she may start to get aggressive. That is when she may start to be disrespectful, act out of pocket, and just go berserk on you for no reason, because she may have given off little hints and tried to hold your hand, hug you, squeeze your butt here and there, but she thought that you would have picked up on it, even though those were covert signals, and she really was trying to play it cool. What she was hoping was that you would make the move so that she doesn't have to admit anything. So a lot of times what goes along with down low culture and the pathological aspects of it is people are not, they want the best of both worlds, meaning they want the best of appearing to be straight, and they like to play a little bit when it comes to being gay, but they don't want to lose the privileges that they feel like they have, or the accesses that they feel like they have when it comes to being heterosexual or heteronormative. Therefore, that's why they may use more subtle cues with the hopes that you will actually pick up the slack and do most of the work. That way they don't have to admit to anything. They don't have to really do anything that will cause them to feel some type of way about themselves. They can have an excuse. I was drunk, or you initiated it. I wasn't really feeling that. They could have that, and they don't really have to own up to any sort of behavior. But with down low women, they're not going to do that. What they're going to do is they're going to lurk. Pathological down low women, they're going to lurk, they're going to stalk, they're going to have these romantic ideologies that they don't necessarily tell you about. They're going to monitor who you allow in your life, who are you going out with, what you're doing with the other person when you're going out, what you have on, did you have sex with somebody, that kind of stuff. They're also going to not really care for other people in your life. They may put up with it, but they're not going to really be fond about other people that you have in your life. They also may feel like they're entitled to all aspects of your life as well. So I'm entitled to know all of your information. I'm entitled to know what you're doing. And they don't really like it when you put up boundaries. And that's when you might see, a certifiable crash out. That's when she might scream, go off on you, cuss you out, that kind of stuff. And you are befuddled. You don't know, where did that come from? What is going on with her? What is this? And so the mask is really slipping. And at certain points, she's going to come across as being really entitled. She's also going to come across perhaps as being better than you, knowing better than you, and being able to make better decisions for you. And this may be the type of woman that says, I know you better than you know yourself. Because again, it goes back to that whole ideology that she's in control of the situation. That's where she's coming from with it. And the minute she loses or feels like she's losing control, aka you make a decision that she didn't sign off on or that she's not okay with, that is when the mask is going to slip. Otherwise, she may come across as super friendly and wanting to match and wanting to spend time together and wanting to be close. When you guys go out, so that might look like a lot of physical touching, sitting on laps, blaming it on the alcohol for anything extra that occurs, like a kiss or a squeeze in an inappropriate place. She also may be casually disrespectful to you. If you're spending time with your boyfriend or other people, she may try to be passive aggressive and sort of lashing out. That is her way of getting you back without actually being an adult and having a conversation. So if she casually stands you up or acts out or does these other things, that is her way of getting you back. But you want to watch for those parasocial relationships. You want to watch out for women whose masks tend to fall, and also women who you may have thought were sweet and kind and all these other things, but just sort of lash out at you unexpectedly, for no reason at all. That's totally inappropriate. There's exceptions to this. So it's not one size fits all. I don't know everybody out their situation, but it's just general advice. Be mindful of women who copy and who mirror their personality after you as well, because that's, that often runs, in women that are down low, and that they want to be just like you. But that admiration to devaluation pipeline is something serious. A lot of times that devaluation can occur because you can be authentic in who you are, whereas they feel like they cannot or they will not do it. And so by you being authentic, that is a huge reminder that they aren't. And they usually, a lot of times they will get pissed off about that in those pathological personalities. So I hope that helps. Thanks so much.